Boom. Just when Manchester United thought they could keep hold of Marcus Rashford, Barcelona drop a transfer bombshell that could change everything. But that's not all. New boss Hansi Flick is shaking up the Camp Nou already, and his surprise preseason call-up will leave fans stunned. From superstar deals to La Masia magic. This is your latest Barcelona transfer update, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim's hopes of getting Marcus Rashford off the Old Trafford books in quick-fire fashion have been dealt a significant blow, as Barcelona are planning to only enter discussions in the latter stages of the summer transfer window, given sport sources have revealed. The Red Devils have been determined to bolster their squad after missing out on silverware and European qualification during the 2024-25 campaign, leading to Brazilian playmaker Matheus Cunha being landed in a £62.5 million deal from Premier League counterparts Wolverhampton Wanderers. Alejandro Garnacho has been urged by Amorim to find a fresh challenge, after it has become clear that he does not feature in the forefront of the Portuguese tactician's plans ahead of his first full season at the helm, and Rashford is also among the big names to have been deemed surplus to requirements. Manchester United have suffered a major setback in their bid to sell Rashford, according to GMS sources, as his desire to join Barcelona has resulted in the reigning La Liga champions deciding they would prefer to only pursue a loan deal if they have scope to do business in the final days of the summer transfer window. The England international has returned to Old Trafford after Aston Villa opted against taking advantage of a £40 million option to buy him at the end of an initial temporary agreement, but Amorim and influential figures are desperately searching for a buyer, as his departure would boost their budget. Although GMS sources have been informed that Barcelona are interested in signing Rashford, who has racked up more than 400 appearances since breaking into Manchester United's senior squad, they are not intending to buy him right now and are prepared to play the waiting game instead of rushing into negotiations. The 27-year-old Old Trafford Academy graduate was described as brilliant by pundit Stephen Warnock after rediscovering his best form while on loan at Aston Villa, and having been frozen out by Amorim, his representatives are searching for potential exit routes in preparation for next season. Barcelona are adamant that Rashford is so desperate to join them that he will stop short of committing his future to another admirer in case the opportunity to link up with Hansi Flick's side eventually arises, GMS sources have learned, resulting in them remaining patient and seeing no need to come to a speedy agreement with Manchester United. GMS sources have been told that Manchester United have been determined to move Rashford on before members of the squad are due to return for pre-season, meaning that Barcelona's stance is threatening to hamper their plans and could have an impact on how much they can spend when the transfer window reopens next week. The Red Devils have been looking to clear space on the wage bill to boost their chances of being able to make marquee acquisitions, and thanks to the wide forward being on a contract which allows him to pocket £300,000 per week, there has been a strong desire to quickly strike a deal with an interested party. But Barcelona are confident they are in the driving seat due to Rashford's eagerness to join the La Liga heavyweights, GMS sources understand, leading to them wanting to wait and see whether Manchester United will be prepared to sanction another loan switch if he is still at Old Trafford as the September 1st deadline looms. Here's a clear tactical analysis of how Marcus Rashford could fit into FC Barcelona's squad, based on his attributes and Barca's playing style under recent tactical trends. Position: left winger / forward / occasional CF. Strengths: pace, direct dribbling, explosive transitions, goal threat from wide areas, 1v1 ability. Weaknesses: inconsistent decision-making, not a traditional positional play, juego de position. Winger. Role: inverted winger on the left, cutting inside on his stronger right foot. Fit with Barca's style. Barca often uses a wide left forward who can stretch defenses and make inside runs, similar to how Ansu Fati or Ferran Torres were deployed. Rashford's diagonal movements into the half space could complement an overlapping Alejandro Bald, who adds width. Key partnerships. Works well with Pedri or Frenkie de Jong supplying through balls. Would benefit from Gundogan's positional intelligence freeing space. Rashford thrives in open space, while Barca often face low blocks. He'll need to adapt to slower, more controlled build-up compared to counter-attacking systems like Man Utd's. Hansi Flick to afford surprise preseason call-up to Barcelona youngster. A surprise inclusion in the preseason plans of Barcelona head coach Hansi Flick has on Thursday been revealed. This comes amid confirmation that Ibrahim Diarra will be afforded the chance to prove his talents at senior level over the months ahead. Youngster Diarra for his part completed a permanent move to Catalonia's capital last December. After initially enduring a difficult time of things, the 18-year-old soon settled into the attacking ranks of Barca's U19 side. and Diarra's flashes of individual brilliance, evidently, did not go unnoticed amongst those in charge of the club's first-team ranks. As of today, Hansi Flick's start of preseason will feature, among other illustrious homegrown players, Ibrahim Diarra. The Malian already knows that in the first training sessions of the 2025-26 season, he will have the opportunity to show if the football he treasures is really differential. Diarra, a Malian youth international capable of lining out on the wing or in a more central role, will join fellow youth team talents Tony Fernandes, Juan Hernandez, Joffer Torrents and Pedro Fernandez in senior preseason training. So, will Rashford really swap Old Trafford for the Camp Nou? And could Flick's surprise youngster become the next big La Masia breakout? Barcelona's summer is already full of twists and we're just getting started. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single Barca update this summer. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should Barca go all in on Rashford? Or focus on youth development under Flick? We'll be reading every reply. Big transfer news coming out of Camp Nou. Barcelona are setting a €60 million cap for their top forward target as Deco confirms the club is pushing for 4 major signings this summer. But that's not all. A veteran defender could be on his way out, with 5 clubs already circling for his signature. Could this be the beginning of a new era for Barca? Stick around as we break down who's coming in, who's on their way out, and what these moves mean for the club's future. According to journalist Jose Alvarez Haya, Barcelona remain firm in their pursuit of Liverpool winger Luis Diaz but have set a clear spending limit of €60 million for the 28-year-old. The Colombian international continues to be the top priority for the Catalan club, and while negotiations are expected to be complex, Barca are hopeful a deal can be reached within their financial boundaries. Despite Liverpool showing no intent to sell, Barcelona believe the Premier League club's stance could change as the summer progresses. Barcelona will not go overboard. The Spanish giants have marked a deadline for the deal, both in terms of time and finances. They are unwilling to stretch beyond the €60 million figure and are confident this strategy will work in their favor if Liverpool decide to restructure their squad. Crucially, Diaz has already given the green light to a move to Barcelona. He is fully aligned with the idea of joining the La Liga side, although he has not ruled out a contract renewal with Liverpool either. This openness has given Barca the belief that the situation is far from closed. Liverpool may be forced to sell. Barcelona's optimism is also driven by Liverpool's potential interest in signing Bayer Leverkusen star Florian Wirtz, who could cost between €130 to €150 million. The Reds are in final stage to confirm the German's arrival, and once that is done, they may need to offload players like Diaz to balance the books. Diaz remains under contract at Anfield until 2027, but his future is not set in stone. As the transfer window continues to unfold, Barcelona are preparing to increase their efforts, albeit within a strict financial framework. The Blaugrana are determined to stick to their budget and will not overpay, even for their top target. Top players Barcelona could sign following Deco's statement about making 4 new additions. A fresh insight into the transfer plans of the brass at La Liga giants Barcelona has this week been forthcoming online. This comes after Blaugrana sporting director Deco turned heads courtesy of a recent round of comments. Speaking during an interview with the BBC as cited by Diario Sport, the leading figure at the Camp Nou when it comes to transfers admitted that he and his staff were eyeing 2, 3 or 4 signings. And this week, an insight into the likeliest candidates to arrive in Catalonia's capital has been provided. The info comes courtesy of Mundo Deportivo, and confirms that in the case of Barcelona signing a quarter of players, the following group are being eyed: Joan Garcia, Luis Diaz, Alejandro Grimaldo, and Ivan Perisic. Shotstopper Joan's arrival from Espanyol is of course as good as done, whilst winger Perisic is set to be available as a free agent upon the conclusion of his contract with PSV Eindhoven at the end of the month. Liverpool, on the other hand, are playing hardball with attacker Diaz, whilst it remains to be seen how open Bayer Leverkusen would be departing with left-back Grimaldo. Barcelona open to selling defender as they begin listening to transfer offers. La Liga giants Barcelona have opened to the potential sale of a member of the club's backline this summer. That's according to Diario Sport, who point towards Gerard Martín as the player in question. The name of defender Martín has of course taken its place front and center in the media chatter surrounding Barcelona over recent days. This comes after word was forthcoming that the 23-year-old has been identified as a leading summer target on the part of not one, but 2 Premier League clubs. Both Bournemouth and Wolverhampton Wanderers are understood to have earmarked Martín as a potential signing with a view to next season. And if the latest word stemming from the Spanish press is anything to go by, then Barcelona are not at all opposed to a sale. As per a report from Sport, Barca have decided to listen to offers for Gerard Martin, although the final decision will be in the player's hands. 5 potential destinations for Barcelona veterans set to leave the club. In a major development reported by German outlet Bild, hat-tip Mundo Deportivo, Barcelona goalkeeper and club captain Marc-André ter Stegen is said to be drawing attention from several top European clubs. The 33-year-old, who has been a mainstay in goal for the Catalan Giants, may no longer be the undisputed starter for the 2025-26 season. With Joan Garcia's long-term contract now secured until 2031 and Wojciech Szczesny also renewing, the club appears to be planning a shift in its goalkeeping hierarchy. These developments have significantly impacted ter Stegen's role within the squad, and as a result, several elite clubs have begun to monitor the situation closely. A potential departure this summer is now being discussed more openly, especially if ter Stegen himself feels sidelined by the new structure. Top clubs eyeing ter Stegen. One of the strongest links is with AC Milan, where Mike Maignan is reportedly close to joining Chelsea. If the Frenchman does make the switch, Milan see ter Stegen as a high-level replacement, although they are also considering other options like Miles Sviler from Roma. Meanwhile, Manchester City are on the lookout for a dependable successor to Ederson, who has missed large parts of the season with groin issues. Ter Stegen's consistency and experience make him an ideal candidate. Paris Saint-Germain are another club watching the situation. Gianluigi Donnarumma's future remains unclear with just 1 year left on his contract. Talks over an extension have reportedly stalled, and PSG could turn to ter Stegen if they decide to part ways with the Italian. Elsewhere, Juventus and Newcastle United are also in the picture. Although Juventus are not prioritizing a new goalkeeper, ter Stegen would clearly raise their level. Newcastle, on the other hand, need a commanding presence in goal ahead of their return to the Champions League, and the German could be exactly what they need. With Barcelona keen on offloading the German, the rising interest is positive news for the club as they look to manage the wage bill for the 2025-26 season. So, Barca fans, with a €60 million budget for a new striker, Deco's bold signing strategy, and a key defender potentially on his way out, the transfer window is heating up fast. Which player do you think will be the biggest signing of the summer? And who should the club offload to make it all happen? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the latest Barca transfer scoops, and turn on the bell so you never miss a beat.